What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Can't say I was mad at today's episode. Everybody was there. Everybody seemed to be in good spirits. It was cohesive as could be. Nobody was really over talking anyone. That was a sign. That was a good sign. Joe implemented the camera in the back room now. So now we can see Corey whenever he's laughing and chiming in. We can see Ian. We can see Erickson. We can see Key, Poe, all them boards. So shout out to that. One thing that we got to acknowledge, Ish, he was doing his mail tour. He was doing everything that we always get on mail for. He was doing his silent bid again. And this isn't the first time that Ish has done this, to where he felt slighted in a previous episode and then he'll allow it to carry over into the next episode with silence, like a child would. I already figured out what it is with Ish, and this is why he keeps going back and forth mentally with the pod. Ish doesn't know who he is on the pod anymore. Mark came and took his quote-unquote place, and now he doesn't feel secure in who he is and what he brings to the pod. Not who he is as a man, not who he is on the outside and in real life, quote unquote, but who he is on the pod. He doesn't know his space anymore. So instead of trying to figure it out, he's just gonna pout and remain silent. But while Ish was having his temper tantrum, I was looking at Melissa and what she was bringing to the pod. Why hasn't Joe tried to implement some type of a Met Gala segment with Melissa Ford? She's already venturing out on her own podcast, which we'll get into a little later, interviewing all these people that are in the industry, whether it's the music industry or Hollywood. Why don't y'all have quote-unquote segments with Melissa Ford on the JBP? Standalone segments. And because Ish was silent, it made me take note on there are certain topics that people chime in on and other people don't. Why can't you get it set up to where y'all are in one shot, or at least everyone's on the camera at once, not one shot, but on the camera at once, and rearrange the seating for certain topics? So you already are going on a reality based, or I keep saying a television show based. You might as well switch up and go full on The View. Just the urban view for niggas and ladies too, but like, yeah, we're all older. Let Melissa get her segments off, because I think she killed the Met Gala segment, and this is how I know influence is a real thing. I personally don't give a damn about Met Gala anything, but when they were naming off fits, mainly Melissa, I was going on Google on the episode, checking out the fits, like, oh wow, I did like this. Oh wow, she is nice, she's beautiful. I guess I really didn't like this. And Parks, I feel like I'm the only one that critiques you out in this JBTV, JBP sphere, whatever. But you have to get better at, because we say this about Ish, but I need to start saying it to you too. You have to get better at speaking an opinion and acknowledging that what you say is an opinion and not a fact. Because you be quick to shut shit down. And I heard it a lot during this Met Gala conversation. Especially when people weren't agreeing with you. Well, I didn't think that. Oh, yeah, that's nice. But, okay, chime in, nigga. Because there was a segment during today's episode where Ice brought it up and was asking for a retort, and y'all didn't want to give him one. And it was during the Met Gala conversation. And y'all were trying to remain mum on the topic. So, don't shut my shit down and not have a retort. You better have a retort ready. Don't just shut my shit down and move on to the next topic like that's the end all be all. I've noticed that you do that often. But anyway, I think Melissa should get her own type of segment. She's clearly well versed in this Hollywood sphere, and you're clearly trying to expand your brand. Let Melissa do what she does best, and then you can get in the Hollywood sphere, as well as getting Hollywood into your sphere, because that's what this is at the end of the day. You have your own universe. Take full advantage of it. you, and I know you're having this discrepancy in your head, you don't know what Melissa is there for outside of reaching a woman audience. But she could bring way more than that. She has too many ties in the industry, sir. She has too many ties in the industry for you to not be taking advantage of it. Y'all be having all these musical guests on here doing press runs. Why can't you have movie stars come whenever they have movies come out? Or why can't you have television stars come whenever they have new shows come out? Because I think Melissa has that type of pull. You got to use her like she's using you. But instead of the word use, just switch it with utilize. And y'all can utilize each other. Because you already got Mark on here, and we're speaking more and more and more on politically based things, on mature based things, on familial based things. So Mark has his lane, which is why Ish feels confused, because he doesn't know what it is that he brings. What is it that he specializes in? The only thing that he spoke on that he specialized in is finances and construction, or real estate. But now everybody's delving into real estate, so they can all chime in on it, and it's not just a specialized topic for Ish. And he's no longer the smartest person in the room, if he ever was. Now they won't even allow him to think that, because Mark is who he is. So it's just a whole conundrum. But I feel like there's things that you can add to the pod based off of the influence that Melissa has in her sphere, and based off of the influence that Mark has in his sphere, and based off of the influence that Flip has in his sphere. But if I'm Ice and Ish, I'm contemplating how much longer am I going to be here, whether I leave off my own volition or Joe fires me. But outside of being one of his closest friends, I have to be concerned why I'm here. What is it that I bring here outside of a quote-unquote stability or reliability? Because we're getting to the point where that's not going to cut it anymore. We got to figure out what our niche is. Flip is the braggadocious, obnoxious one. Mark is the intellectual, the political one. Melissa's the Hollywood one. And she's the female voice. Whether we like what she has to say or not, that is a big deal. So Melissa's set in stone. It's just a matter of if her and Joe can get on the same page. But I don't see him firing her, because she actually has importance. If I'm Ice and Ish, I'm looking in the mirror and asking, what is it that I bring outside of stability and friendship? So today's episode, I don't have anything really negative to say outside of what I said in this video. It's a very cohesive episode. Just a nice, good, flowing episode. Shout out to Flip. Shout out to Flip for he's maturing in front of our eyes, and a lot of us aren't giving him credit. He's getting better at segueing topics. He's getting better at closing topics. He's figuring out when to insert all his music excerpts. He's not just blurting it out randomly anymore. It's actually getting it to tie into what everybody's talking about. So shout out to Flip for that. Shout out to Mark for saying he got another story for June already. He over here plotting to get another Potter of the Month. So shout out to the energy that he brought to the JBP. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, listening to the video all the way through. Y'all know what it is. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to repeat it. Don't give a damn. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know I appreciate you. Just keep this thing rolling, man. See y'all soon. Peace.